What's up, man? Let me take you for a little spin, man. Show you what it feel like.
I gotta go make these drop-offs.
Man, you think you're the only one out here working, B? Gotta make drop-offs too, B. Come on, man. Get in, man. I ain't taking no for an answer, man.
Get in, man. I'm not taking no for an answer. Welcome to the No Cap Podcast. I'm your host, SaloHommie Moe. Thank you for listening. Before we get into today's episode, I need you all to do me a small favor. Wherever you may be listening to the No Cap Podcast, we're available on all major platforms. Just like, subscribe, and listen to my podcast when you ain't got shit else to do. I'm now streaming on Hidden City Radio Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. hiddencityradio.net. Check me out. That's 24/7 radio, hiddencityradio.net. Now, today's podcast is a pretty long one. I brought my sister Jasmine back. And this was a podcast that I had set up for myself. I had all the notes, y'all already know how I be like, no script, walk the bop. I had all the notes and everything laid out. But, we was already on the roll from a previous podcast, so I just, kept it going. So basically the title of the podcast that I had scripted out was, If You Still Listen to R. Kelly, You Weird. And, in this podcast, I didn't touch on all the bullet points that I had written down, but I touched on many of them. So just, tune in. If you can't listen to it right now, make sure you subscribe so you can listen to it when you ain't got shit else to do. Let's get right to it. I feel like you weird if you listen to R. Kelly because it's like, I feel like he got way too much evidence against him. I'm one of the main people to be like, you innocent until proven guilty. But this nigga got way too much evidence against him, bro. And he got too many federal cases in too many different states. They say it's most sex tapes now, and you know, them just gonna come out in a matter of time. It's 2020. The sex tapes, all that shit come out now. So as soon as that shit get over in court, that shit gonna be out in the public, and it's gonna...
I mean, but people been knew R. Kelly was a creep. Like back when Aaliyah, they walking around in matching
I didn't know that shit. I was a kid. The fuck?
I'm just saying now as of today, like the people around them, like her people, the people, his camp, a 15-year-old and a 20-some, 30-year-old dude walking around in matching outfits, sharing rooms together on tour buses and stuff. Y'all knew. And y'all didn't say nothing because the money was there. Right. Everybody knew he was a creep.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, I went on his side when I forget what the name of the documentary that came out about him, with like the baby mamas and the kids or some shit. But basically I was like, it was like about money, cause like y'all could have been said some shit, but now y'all want to say something cause the money might be looking funny or some shit like that.
All the people talk about, I walked in on R. Kelly and they're having sex. Why are you saying something about it 15, 20 years later? She dead.
So when you listen to your musical artists, you don't feel no type of connection to them?
It depends on the music. Like, it depends. Yeah, it depends on the type of music. Like, when I'm listening
That's
to
the type of music. So let me start by this. Let me ask you do you still listen to, Robert?
To who?
Kels.
R. Kelly?
Yeah.
I never really listened to R. Kelly. I mean, I can remember back in the day, Straight to Ignition and stuff, but I was never really like a huge fan. But when I do hear his songs, I don't think about him being people, you know, it's just like, okay.
Right. See, okay, but that's different, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's weird if you go to your phone, like if you go to YouTube, I don't even know if R. Kelly's still on YouTube, but...
He's still on too, because I was playing the playlist last week and like 6 of his songs came up.
He's still on what?
Pandora.
Yeah, I was just seeing too, I ain't got it in my notes, but I had seen like, the government had got it, so like the next 100 mil, like the next 1.4 million of his royalties from Sony go straight to some, but.
Yeah, I've seen that too. They go to like his, something. He don't get the money, long story short. I know.
Right, long story short, he was running Sneak all this time, still getting money. But That's one thing they say about on your royalties and your masters. But like I said, just like, and then like a lot of people try to make it seem like it's a conspiracy. And R. Kelly ain't nobody get no conspiracy against, man. He not no Malcolm X, man. The government not trying to take R. Kelly out the game, man.
I don't think it's more so a conspiracy.
The government like, man, we gotta get kills off the streets, man.
I think a lot, because all the little girls he was messing around with, their families knew.
Right.
Their families had knowledge that they were with R. Kelly this whole time, and then now that they just now want to speak out about it 10, 20 years later, and it's like, now y'all want the world to be outraged with y'all, but when R. Kelly was sending y'all checks every month, y'all didn't care that y'all 14.
That's why I said it would have been different if that was my baby, because it wouldn't have been on documentary all this time later. It would have been back then. R. Kelly has been shot in downtown Chicago McDonald's. Fuck you talking about?
Because the check's slowing down and he ain't got no money like he used to have it. But back then they were like, I watched like one of the survivors, R. Kelly. I ain't watched the rest of I can't remember. But I watched part one, and they were saying like people's mamas and stuff was bringing their daughters like, hey, work with my daughter, please. Like work with her, help her. And they knew this man was a creep. So I feel like that's a lot of people still stand by it because a lot of adults were taking their children willingly, and they didn't care because they were getting paid.
Yeah, and that's fucked up. But that still don't justify the acts of a pedophile.
I mean, I'm not saying it does. I'm just not seeing the point that people are fighting for him.
People fighting
they
for him.
They probably feel so it was the parents. You know, the parents should have kept their children away, but they were so hypnotized by the money sign, they didn't care what he was doing to the kids.
Well, like I said, I didn't know like all this stuff about, like I grew up, I heard about like I'm gonna pee on you, all that stuff, stuff like that, but as far as like him being like hanging out in McDonald's and shit like that, I ain't know about that, and I still don't know too much about that shit like that. And I heard like I seen like his other brothers on WGN like basically saying around when the documentary shit came out, but the whole time a lot of people was coming around that time, so I wasn't paying none of them no man. Cause it's like now all of a sudden y'all want to talk, so I won't even listen to none of that shit. But it's like, as far as that other shit, like even when the shit that was going on with Aaliyah, like I was a kid, I didn't know that shit was going on. Like I still don't know the facts of the case or whatever. But it was basically like, I don't fuck y'all let that shit slide all that damn time. Y'all knew that shit on shorty. I'm not fucking with no nigga that's trying to marry no little kid.
And like Aaliyah, like I watched the Aaliyah movie and I seen the first survivor R. Kelly. Her family would leave her with him. Like your daughter is 15.
That's like the Michael Jackson thing.
You said what?
It's like the Michael Jackson thing. Like he finna do to your kid. Just take your check and leave.
I'm not gonna tolerate my disrespect.
Just take the money and go. Hey, just take the money. Just take the money. The money will be in your account.
So you don't believe that after seeing what you see in the movies or knowing what you know about Michael Jackson, that he was just deprived of a childhood to the point he just had the mindset.
He just had the what?
He just had a mindset of a big ass kid because he was deprived of a childhood himself because it was always about the music.
I mean, how old is a big ass kid? Cause I mean, a big ass kid still.
But you know, that trauma could have affected him that he just wanted. I mean, Neverland for God's sake, the monkeys and everything. You don't believe that the trauma just could have affected him to the point that he, just had the mindset that he just wanted to relive his childhood years.
All that would have been fine and dandy if he would have just did that on his own. If he would have did that on his own, you know why that would have been fine and dandy? Because he would have been Willy Wonka if he would have did that shit. But he didn't do that. He had sleepovers and he was over there doing stuff that they was talking about in court.
Macaulay Culkin, who was with him a lot of the time, that little short boy from, what you talking about, Willis? Like, the dude, the main people that was with him most of the time said that he never did anything to him, to none of them kids. And then, after Michael died, the boys who did try to take him to court, they was like, it was our parents. Nothing never happened. He never touched us inappropriately.
You know what? I gotta watch that Surviving Michael Jackson documentary. That's what I gotta watch.
But you can't watch Surviving Neverland or nothing like that because they just won a lawsuit saying that it was false.
So what you mean I can't watch it?
I mean, I'm saying, because why are you watching stuff that's not true? Everybody.
Who made a lawsuit said it was false?
Okay, so basically, in Surviving Neverland, it was like 3 or 4 boys talk with their men now. And they was basically saying, like, recounting their time with Michael Jackson, how he did this and touched him and everything. So basically, Michael Jackson's estate, his mama and everybody, they sued them because they wanted to, like, hear it. Like, they wanted to, like, know the evidence or whatever. And let me just read you the article. They just won the case because they were saying that HBO and Oprah, among other people, were trying to say that more stuff was happening with them kids, and nothing didn't happen like that with them.
Well, did you see it?
Did I watch it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to watch nothing tearing down Michael Jackson. Like, are we serious here?
I mean, but did you know the people involved or anything? Or?
Well, that was the thing too. Nobody knew who these people were.
I mean,
the dudes in the Surviving Neverland thing, like nobody in Michael's camp around that time that was his security or anything. Nobody knew who these boys were that were speaking about Michael Jackson doing none of these things to them. That's another reason why his mama and his estate sued HBO and Oprah, because it's like, who are these people? Y'all just making up stuff for money.
Did you watch the Oprah show?
Variety reports the late singer's estate sued HBO for $100 million and argued that the documentary, which focuses on allegations that Michael Jackson had sexually abused children and had broken a 27-year-old confidentiality clause from 1999 to 92's Dangerous film. HBO claimed the clause was irrelevant and Jackson's estate was attempting to silence the victims. The estate had its motion granted to take the dispute of arbitration by a lawyer to court last year, which HBO subsequently appealed. Monday, after the court's ruling was upheld, the 3-judge panel of Ninth Circuit Court appealed that it could be frivolous and it held no bounds. Like I'm saying, it fell apart. They was just trying to say anything against my man.
It sounds like they broke an NDA.
We may only parties agreed
to what? Exactly.
Basically, they saying that the people in the documentary, they fluffed it up for a better story. And that's why they won the trial. And now they're about to sue Oprah.
Okay, so would you allow?
Go back to R. Kelly because Michael ain't do it. Period.
All right, we can go back to R. Kelly. Alrighty. Now, back to R. Kelly. What do you feel like the outcome of this is in store? Because the first time around, this ain't his first merry-go-round. So, do you feel like he gonna beat the charges?
If they can lock up Bill Cosby, they can lock up R. Kelly. Period.
Hey, when you're done, you're done.
60, 70, however old he is, and he locked up, gotta be in jail. R. Kelly can go too. There's way more evidence. There's way more substantial evidence against R. Kelly than it is Bill Cosby. Like all the Bill Cosby.
Hey, you don't need that much evidence when you got white women. You don't need that much. That's like evidence. That's like goddamn evidence. So.
Cause all the Bill Cosby, like everybody who testified against him, 1970, 1981, like bruh.
Right, like I seen the lady from America's Next Top Model was on there. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Bruh, Dennis Dickinson is known for getting high, known for being coked up, and you can tell him he's like,
bro, you know how that shit was. Like Eddie Murphy, all them boys, at the end of them shows, the end of them comedy shows, they go to the hotel and they just had they pick of the women shit. Y'all was out here doing coke and sleeping with niggas shit.
Yeah, and that was basically the 70s, the coke era. But like I said, they got picture perfect memory when they talk about how Bill drugged them and raped them. Like, girl, anyway, if they can lock up Bill, they can lock up R. Kelly, because R. Kelly got substantial evidence against him.
Yeah, they said it's most sex tapes.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, I didn't hear about that. In one of the sex tapes, he talking about he loving that 14-year-old. Like, he kept saying her age, and it's like, bruh.
Oh, damn.
He kept saying 14. And that's why his lawyer, one of his
and that's the type of shit when I be talking about the music, shorty. I'm like, how the fuck could I be? See, that's the type. See, I'll just be like, I'm listening, motherfucking playing Remix Ignition. Oh, I'm hearing you in my head talking about 14.
But like I said, everybody knew, like the whole industry knew R. Kelly was a creep. Like Beyonce Daddy just did an interview, because back in the day he used to mention Destiny's Child, and basically R. Kelly wanted to work with him. And
but they don't matter that the industry knew, because they creeps.
I'm saying, but
we regular people.
And this ain't coming out till like 20 years later. Now everybody want to be against R. Kelly when y'all knew he was doing that with all these little girls. Why ain't nobody say nothing then? They not being against R. Kelly. They just not even saying nothing about him, because once you mess up with motherfucker money, then motherfucker act like they don't know you shit. So basically you saying they was scared to get a blackball.
Hell yeah.
Well, like I said, Beyonce Daddy said R. Kelly wanted to work with them in the studio, and R. Kelly was like, you can drop them off and pick them back up, and Beyonce was like, yeah, that ain't happening. So we can all stay and y'all can record, or we'll just leave.
You said Beyonce, R. Kelly tried to take Beyonce to the studio?
R. Kelly wanted to work with Destiny's Child, like back when they first hit the scene,
wow.
15, 16. And he wanted, like, to do a session with him and just them, like nobody else, just them. And Beyonce mama was like, yeah, they not staying here with you. So we can all stay, or ain't nothing happening.
That's crazy.
And that's why it ain't no Beyonce, it ain't no Destiny's Child R. Kelly song.
I wonder how the world would have been if her mama would have let that meeting happen. City Girls probably would have happened 10 years earlier.
But that's the whole thing, though. That was the norm, though. People would just drop off their daughters to R. Kelly. That's like, all right, here's the check.
But that's what I said about that industry shit. Like, that's how, you know what I'm saying? Industry shit, that's what they sex sell in the industry, though.
Man, I don't care if any of my kids blow up. I'm gonna be right there. Like, where we going? Whose section we going to? All right.
Kill her. Kill.
Ain't nobody going nowhere alone. All this stuff happening, the drugs, the sex, all of no. We a package.
Smoke Robert ass at McDonald's. But so I thought they took his music off it, so they didn't take his music off everything?
Spotify took off R. Kelly music, Tekashi 6ix9ine music. Spotify has been
good, thank God. Somebody gotta leave. I don't listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine. I don't click on none of him. I don't know what the fuck he be saying. Like, I don't know nothing. All I know is he told some people when he got out of jail. I ain't seen our music video. I ain't clicked on the Nicki Minaj feature, none of that. He not even gonna get a view from me.
Yeah, anybody who got the slightest accusation against them, Spotify take it down. Now everybody else, YouTube, Pandora, iHeart, it's all still up there, but
it's a difference between the slightest allegation and then having charges against you. Tekashi 6ix9ine had charges. R. Kelly got charges.
With Tekashi, his thing was he was at a party and a 14-year-old girl lied about her age, and him and his friends ran the train on her, and then later on she was like, oh, I'm 14, and then she sued him.
I mean, what does that mean?
And then at the time,
you still gotta have self-accountability there. I'm not saying
it ain't no self-accountability. I'm just saying at the time he was
thought something good was gonna happen from that event. The fuck? You lucky you ain't get AIDS, motherfucker.
and the little girl was 14, but she lied about her age to get into the party, and that ended up happening. And then later on, she ended up pressing charges and stuff against them.
And then it's like, I don't care how bad this 14-year-old girl look. You could tell a little girl when a little girl, right? I know a little girl, especially a 14-year-old little girl. I don't give a fuck how much lipstick she got on. I know a little girl.
But I do definitely see a lot of girls that's like 12, 11, 13, 14 on TikTok that definitely look like they way older than what they supposed to be
definitely look like it. But as soon as they get to talking and all that goofy, you gonna know. But so Spotify, the only major streaming service that don't play around. Tekashi just dropped the album and he said he was blackballed from everything because of his past, but it's really just because he's not blackballed from everything because Hulu he got a documentary on Hulu.
Well, Hulu don't give a fuck about nothing. They gonna still get their money.
But I heard that Tekashi people didn't agree with that one or something.
You say what?
I heard Tekashi people didn't agree with that. They didn't agree with that one.
The documentary?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was up there. I get on my Hulu and I'm just like, what is this?
I just heard about it on Breakfast Club.
I ain't clicking on nothing, but I've seen it. I've seen a little poster for it. See, I mean, some people, like with R. Kelly and stuff, though, some people feel like you should be able to separate the artist, the musician, from his music. Like, you should be able to listen to whatever they created without thinking about their past sins or whatever.
I can see if he made music like Uzi Vert music, like music about nothing, or Lil Wayne music, like music about nothing, jumped off the motherfucking sky and I jumped on the motherfucking moon. But this man talking about sex. And he like to have sex with little girls. So when he making them songs, he talking about little girl, man. I can't get jiggy with this. I can't get jiggy with this shit. All I hear is you in my head talking about 14. Oh, no. Change the song. I don't even want to do this no more.
It's actually like outside of like us regular folks.
It's like the Tekashi 6ix9ine thing. It's like shit. Fuck. It's like you might as well like say fuck what he did. His music still sound good.
Yeah.
But he a rapper, and in the rap game, you can't snitch. In the sex game, you can't fuck with minors.
Okay, so here's if you can't separate an artist from their music, how come it's okay to listen to artists who kill people?
Like I said, everybody's innocent and proven guilty.
Like Melly, for instance, YNW Melly. I love his music, but he just admitted that he did it.
He did?
But I don't think about, he paying the families of his two friends, he paying them grievances, like a couple million to each of them. Like, but when I listen to
But he ain't pleaded guilty in court, though.
He didn't plead, no, he ain't go to court yet because of Corona. But he admitted it in jail, and then he's paying the families. It was like an article 2 weeks ago.
It's probably a wrongful death lawsuit or some shit, but
nevertheless,
it ain't murder. What you talking about? That's a big difference.
Even if we're not talking, it's the baby admitted to killing people. A whole bunch of rappers that kill people. So how come you can listen to them, murderers, and still not think about the innocent lives they took? But R. Kelly, how come if you can differentiate some people from their stuff and not others?
Okay. Let me ask you something. Which one is crime?
I'm not saying
gang violence.
They're both wrong.
Gang violence or what the fuck R. Kelly was doing?
They're both wrong. But that wasn't my question.
But I'm saying one of them is engraved in our culture. The other one is not.
What, the gang violence?
Just the hip hop, the gangster rap period.
Okay.
That shit that he doing, that shit not.
So you're saying you can listen to the gangster rap and the people who kill people because it's like...
You talking about the people that kill people. You don't know who killed no damn body. The baby killed somebody in self-defense. Gucci killed somebody in self-defense. If you kill somebody some damn body, you gonna be with C Murder at. He killed somebody. Look where he at. That's who killed somebody. C Murder. Y'all look up C Murder.
Melly killed two.
Yeah, Melly kills. Hey,
Melly.
Melly kills somebody too. Y'all look up Melly. See where Melly at. Everybody that kills somebody, you gonna find where they at. What you talking about? And whoever else in the song said they killed somebody, and they ain't what the other people I just named, then they ain't killed nobody.
What about
What take care at? What take care at? Exactly. Oh, sure.
Take and T Grizzly.
Huh?
T Grizzly, Snoop Dogg. They say
T
they kill
Grizzly?
people. I love T Grizzly.
I don't listen. He too. He all his songs sound the same.
Snoop Dogg said he killed somebody. So what about them?
Snoop Dogg ain't killed. Snoop Dogg was standing next to somebody that killed somebody. They ass ain't never did nothing, man.
So you basically saying the real killers either are locked up and been in jail.
Exactly. Yeah, just like on the streets, the real niggas, they dead or in jail. Like the real gangsters, because ain't no retiring from that shit. Ain't no being, if you a murderer, you know what happened to killers, they get killed.
Didn't Lil Durk shoot like 2 people and he out?
Allegedly. First of
No,
all.
allegedly, that's not him on video.
Hey, you're innocent until proven guilty. Hey, you're innocent until proven guilty, you know what I'm saying? He's innocent.
He just got a good lawyer, but they got him on video.
He ain't never hurt nobody. No, he's like, obviously you can't see his face, because if you could see his face, he'd be with Melly at. Because, see, Melly, you can't even see his face, but they, see, this is the thing with niggas. They think life is a movie, or they think life is a video game or some shit. They killed these niggas, and then tried to make it look like they was in a drive back, and tried to pull up at the hospital. Man, these niggas ice cold. Fuck you talking about? On shorty. You got some explaining to do, bucko. On shorty. But it's just the world we live in, man. It's crazy, man. On shorty.
I don't know. Like I said, I listen to Melly music, and from my interpretation, he was off the pills, he was smoking, he was off the shit, and his friends walked in there, he was paranoid, and he just shot him. He freaked out.
Nah, that ain't what happened, girl. You gotta go on YouTube. I gotta send you some links, girl. So the dudes got into it with his mama. I gotta send you some that shit all on you. I'm gonna have you on some. You gonna be up all night watching YouTube. I see these links. All that shit going on.
So they got into it with his mama and he shot them.
Yeah, they got text messages and shit like his mama like threatening their lives and shit on shorty.
Oh no.
You know how niggas, what you say about my mama? Oh, sure. So you already know how that shit goes.
Like when I listen to his music, I don't think about that. Like,
and I used to be like that too, but when I look at the details of the case, it's weird listening to that shit, bro. Cause it's like, this nigga crazy for real. Like listening to Murder on My Man, and then knowing what the fuck he did, it's like, this nigga really crazy. Cause not only is you crazy enough to shoot a motherfucker that you grew up with, you crazy enough to play with the body, to like move it around and shit, like set it up and shit. Like, boy, I ain't touching a dead rat. Fuck you talking about? You talking about touching a dead body?
He saying the song, I didn't mean to shoot him, he just caught me by surprise.
The song, that was before all that happened. The song came out a year before all that happened.
Oh, no.
That's why I said, it's like, it's hard to listen to his music now. So it's like, when he was making that song, like he really realized would do that shit. Like, he had Murder on his man, like, for real. Like, looking at his homie, like, looking at his gun, like, I'll shoot this nigga right now in the studio. Like, fuck this nigga. I'm gonna show you, life a video game. Fuck it. I'm gonna come back in the next afterlife. Fuck you talking about?
Oh, my goodness. But what happened with TK? Because I don't know nothing about him, but they said he might get out.
What? TK is never, ever getting out. If TK get out of jail, it's gonna be because they gonna be like, if you want to go to the army or you want to be like a Mars space test dummy, and we need people from jail to sign.
Why he in there like that though?
Murder.
I'm saying, but what's the circumstances around the murder?
What the fuck that K do? He did some goof ass shit. he like, they smoked somebody. Let me pull it up real quick. But he like smoked somebody on a botched robbery. And then he was with somebody when his homie was like trying to talk to some girls and they dissed him. So after the girls dissed him, he like started shooting at the car and shot one of the girls in the head or some goof ass shit.
Oh, nah. Dudes be tripping. That's why I stay up in the house.
That's because these boys, they don't know how to handle their emotions because they was raised by fatherless households, and they don't know how to handle their emotions, and they handle their emotions like their mama.
Oh, nah. But yeah, I mean, R. Kelly gonna go to jail eventually. I don't know what's taking so long.
COVID-19, he just got on shorty. Then you heard about the Latin King that beat him up? I thought that shit was fake at first, boy, on shorty. But you know how that shit happened though, like in the movies, like when they the police officers just turn their head. R. Kelly like, damn man, that's what y'all on.
But ain't he in jail like here, like on California or something?
They say Take K, he facing a death penalty.
Indefinitely.
The death penalty.
Oh, nah.
Capital murder during a robbery.
Don't let Trump hear that. Trump frying niggas these days.
Who?
Trump.
Who?
Trump, the president.
Nah, he ain't getting out.
He executed like 7 people.
Nah, he ain't gonna let nobody out there kill no white people.
No, I'm saying Trump is executing people. Don't let Trump say he on death row because he gonna get killed.
He ain't get, I guess I don't say that he got charged yet, but yeah, he was definitely, he definitely facing, they trying to kill him, basically. Cause he in Texas too, you know, in Texas they be hanging niggas.
Oh no.
Like they be like, in Texas they be like, we finna do the lethal injection, but when you get in the room, it be a rope in that motherfucker. Oh, shorty. A motherfucker with a white hood. Oh, shorty. So, let me ask you this. If 5-10 years from now, you go in your daughter's room and she's listening to R. Kelly's greatest hits, are you okay with that? Oh, hey, what?
What the fuck am I supposed to pick out with a boombox?
Oh, sure.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Exact. My point exactly.
I mean, but it's like the same thing with rappers. It's like walking into my storeroom in 10 years and he playing Melly. It's like,
But Melly is like, right, but that's like, Melly's not as big as R. Kelly though. Like R. Kelly is generational. Like it's people is literally here on this earth because of R. Kelly. So it's like, you can't put them on the same level. Like R. Kelly, Prince, people like that, it's literally people on this earth because of them. Because of one of their songs. People heard one of them songs, drinking.
I'm not putting them in that category. I'm just comparing that they're both criminals.
Allegedly. Hey, this is the No Cap Podcast. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Hey, free all them niggas, free all my homies, though. For real, though. No,
I would have to, put a pin in that. You're talking about in 10 years. 10 years, my daughter gonna be 19 years old, so.
5 years. 5 years.
Oh, 5 years? I mean, in 5 years, she was 14.
I mean, you already gave your answer. Your response already spoke for itself. Thank you.
I mean, I just.
Thank you. Your response spoke for itself. Thank you. This is the No Cap Podcast. We don't need none of that cap that's finna come out your goddamn mouth.
I
Yeah, so going back to that, did you feel sorry for when you felt that R. Kelly got beat on by Lion King, buddy?
I don't feel sorry for him at all.
And did you see who the dude was?
He had like a lot of tattoos on his face.
Like R. Kelly, he could have fought back against him though, man. He wasn't big or no shit like that, man. He could have fought that, man.
R. Kelly didn't fight back because he wants to be the victim. He wants people to feel sorry for him so he can get out. Well, he thinks he can.
No, shit. Well,
he ain't gonna fight back any of those people that touch him because he wants to look
I don't
like
give a fuck what's going on. Ain't nobody finna beat my ass. I don't give a fuck, shit.
No, because if he fight back, people gonna start. It's gonna change the narrative. He has to look hopeless.
Hey, Bucko, you got 5 federal charges in 5 different states. You're not getting out. I don't give a fuck what you do. Cause as soon as you bail out of one jail, the other jail gonna come get your goof ass. Fuck you talking about? That's how that shit work. Ain't no getting out.
Hey, people with money got a weird way of thinking.
When you here in El Chapo, your ass you stuck, Bucko. And your ass gonna be in regular jail.
His lawyers kept telling him like, hey, it's looking good. Just hold on a little bit longer. We got the key, the smoking gun to get you out.
That's what they supposed to say. They paying his rent. Fuck you paying his rent. That's what they supposed to say.
Yeah, because the other 2 girls he took when they was with her, they living there.
Oh no, they fell out.
The girls that was living in his
yeah, they fell out. Yeah.
Oh wow.
You ain't see it? And one of the girls got on Instagram was like, she ain't with that shit. Yeah, R. Kelly was holding them against their will with all that shit walked about.
They was just riding around Chicago in the 3-wheeler though.
Yeah, you need to look that shit up, shorty. Yeah. That's why I say it's all bad for him, shorty. Like, alright, so like in conclusion, shorty, the only way for him to get off is for him, he would have to do like Michael Jackson did. Michael Jackson had 14 charges against him. R. Kelly got 18. Michael Jackson beat all 14 charges. He would have to beat all 14. Cause even if you get half the charges, you still going to jail for the rest of your life.
R. Kelly got weight to his charges. There wasn't no weight to any of the Michael Jackson charges.
Right. And then R. Kelly shit in all different states, I'm sure.
Yeah, he done. It's over with it.
And then now they trying to get him with racketeering too because they trying to say that he was trying to bribe witnesses and shit. Like his people was trying to bribe the witnesses and shit.
I don't see it. I mean, half of them girls he was messing with been getting paid off since the very beginning so this wouldn't happen. And it's the families that brought it to the forefront. None of them girls was like, hey, R. Kelly been raping me this whole time. Because they've been getting touch money this whole time. It wasn't them.
I don't know, man.
Well, then again, they did say R. Kelly had some traps and basements and stuff. But nevertheless, it was their family.
He had some what?
Huh?
R. Kelly had some what?
So basically the girls that he had, they were saying like, R. Kelly had them locked up in the house. They can only eat when he say so, use the bathroom when he say so. But none of them came out and told. It was their families who were looking till they stopped getting paid. And the check stopped coming, so I was like,
right.
Yep. Did you get a check this month, Denise? No? Okay. Call the police.
And that's why I said, but that's still, even with that, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. And that's why I said they should be charged too. That's why I feel like all the parents that come out, if it come out that you knew about it, like you took any type of hush money to let him take your daughter anywhere and you knew that it was the possibility that anything was going on that wasn't supposed to be going on, your ass going to jail too.
All the parents should be charged and all the people in R. Kelly's team, because they were saying that R. Kelly manager used to help like bring the girls in and out. The girl who was on Survivor R. Kelly that said she walked in and seen R. Kelly and Aaliyah having sex when she was 14, 15 years old. All of them need to be locked up. How you telling on him but telling on yourself at the same time, but you safe?
Exactly. And I don't know if you seen a dude, one of the brothers did an interview talking about, yeah, we look alike and shit. Boy, you don't look nothing like R. Kelly, boy. Or toolkit, boy.
He was just trying to strike while the iron was hot. Get in, try to get a story, get a few checks, some interviews. He don't care.
All right, so neither one of us are a judge or a jury. So just with your public opinion, if you had to give your public opinion on the case, would you think he was innocent or guilty? Guilty, and you know that's life in jail, right? And you're okay with R. Kelly going in life for the rest?
He ain't really got that much life to live. So what is he, like 50 something?
So would you ever be typing in R. Kelly in your devices, friendly? Have you found yourself doing that?
Do I typing out R. Kelly?
Yeah.
No, like I don't go searching for him, but if I put on a slow jam playlist and one of his songs come up, like I'm not rushing to the speaker to hurry to kick it over and turn, like I just don't care enough.
But is you jamming to it?
No, I mean, cause I ain't know nothing about dudes like that. I mean,
right. But I'm just saying, me neither. I don't even like R&B like that, but there's certain songs that I used to like when you can like that remix to this. That used to be my shit when it came on. Shorty, that remix to Ignition Inside and Fresh Out the Kitchen. On Shorty. He was almost rapping in that shit. On Shorty.
Anything else come on, it's like I'm halfway in the song before I'm realizing it's R. Kelly. Like, oh, it's R. Kelly. Oh, okay. And I just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, it is what it is. Not him breaking people, but
I had R. Kelly song on one of my flash drives in my radio in my car, and like I got subs in my car, and it was like one of the songs was playing. I was felt like everybody was looking at me and shit. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do something.
That's how you get down, Mo.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about like everybody, like people in traffic, like, oh no, this motherfucker. I know you pissing on motherfucker, right?
But it's so I like There's a lot of people that still listen to R. Kelly and don't really care about his. They take him away from his sins. They don't include that with his music.
So, with that being said, do you feel like all of R. Kelly's music should be off all the platforms?
I mean, I don't feel like it should be taken down, but I feel like the money shouldn't go to him. Like, if it's his kids or something.
I mean, he can't do shit with it.
Right, so, but his music is still streaming everywhere. He can go pull up his albums on Apple Music, full playlist and everything. I don't feel like he should be.
So like, what they was talking, so they never cancel him? I thought they was talking about people canceling him and shit. If this shit still on Apple Music and shit.
It's so fickle. Because people will be like, oh, this person's canceled. They've been saying Kanye West is canceled for years while Yeezy went on to be $1 billion company. So
Kanye ain't even do shit to get canceled, though.
Huh?
He ain't even do shit to get canceled.
Well, he said slavery was a choice. Then he endorsed Donald Trump, and then he ran for president, taking votes away from us. Like, it's a lot. I mean, I personally never cancel Kanye because if he drops something I want to hear, I'm gonna listen to it.
I mean, everything he said, you can put a spin to it. It's just I felt like I understand what I feel like I smell like I smell what he was stepping in, but he just going all about it the wrong way. He going about it all the wrong way. I think he was trying to say like slavery was a choice, like as far as like you could have been a slave or you could have been Nat Turner type thing. Like you could have been a slave or you could have been a slave revolt type shit.
But I also feel like since he moved to Calabasas, he could care less about black people, Chicago, anything.
It's since his mom and dad, he lost his man. He was a mama's boy.
Consequence called him out that because they were supposed to be running Gandhi House together. That was supposed to be like an organization here in Chicago helping, low privileged people. And he was like, Kanye ain't with nothing. He ain't been doing nothing. And it's like Kanye go on these rants on Twitter talking about how the industry doing him so bogus and how these people won't do this and that. And he want us to feel for him. But Kanye don't care about us.
Ever since his mom and dad, he said, fuck the niggas, Joe.
Exactly. So
I knew he was Kanye, like fuck niggas when everybody from good music was. Nobody on good music was from Chicago.
Yeah, he could care less. And it's like, especially you got people like LeBron James building all these schools and centers in Ohio.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I don't care for him in that sense. But if he drops another album, back on his regular old Dexter, I'm gonna listen to it. Might download it to my phone,
I doubt he'd do that because people don't like to listen to that type of rap no more.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got your classical people like us, but a lot of mainstream, they don't like to listen to that type of rap no more. If Kanye drop a college dropout right now, motherfuckers gonna say that shit weak.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, music is just in a different age unless you're Eminem. But,
that shit was weak, bro.
Sometimes, it's still number one on all the, we're not even gonna talk about this. Any more RTL questions?
That shit was weak. The best thing Eminem got going for him recently is just say he ended MGK career. What the fuck his name is?
You're not about to disrespect the rap god. So, any more R. Kelly questions? Because Eminem,
he's a lyrical god, but he's not the rap god. Lil Wayne, the rap god.
Music to Be Murdered By is a freaking great album, and the 6 songs he just added for Music to Be Murdered By side B shows that he's that great. And ever since the album
he's the lyrical god, but he's not the rap god. Lil Wayne, the rap god.
Lil Wayne needs to worry about his dreads falling out and going broke. So,
at least he let his dreads fall out and go broke and don't dye his beard black like Eminem.
I mean, people can dye their hair. Eminem got blonde hair, bro. So
right, well, as I said, we know his beard ain't black. Who you think he's fooling?
And we know Lil Wayne's hair ain't blonde. So what's up?
But at least he ain't got extensions.
Nevertheless, Eminem is one of the greatest rappers, if not the greatest rapper, right now at 48 years old. Nobody, I won't put anybody up against Eminem lyrically right now today.
Lil Wayne.
Eminem will out-smile it. Did you listen to Lil Wayne's most recent album?
No.
Oh, okay. So,
I didn't listen to Eminem's. Our last Eminem album I listened to was probably...
Eminem, like I said, there's a reason why he dropped that album on Friday, and it's still at the top of all the charts, going for #1 next week.
Why? Because everybody in the crib listening to music?
Huh?
Why? Because everybody in the crib listening to music?
You can't say that. You can't say that. Especially when artists are dropping projects that are doing nothing.
But
so
you already know, Eminem already got millions of fans, so when he drop a video, period, it's gonna get millions of views just because he got a million diehard fans off bat, period. They're just gonna click his video and love it just because he's Eminem.
Every Eminem album has gone #1. Eminem has 9 or 10 #1 albums. You won't stop it.
That's not true. That is not true.
Okay.
What's the name of Eminem's last album?
Huh?
What's the name of his last album?
Music to Be Murdered By.
Before that one.
What's up?
Before that one.
What was Eminem's most recent one before that?
Yeah.
Before Music to Be Murdered By, it was Recovery. It was Kamikaze in 2018.
Boo Boo.
Regardless of what you think, Eminem has all #1 albums. And Eminem nobody is touching him lyrically in 2020. No male, no female. And that's why he can come and drop stuff and do the numbers that he does. Because he's a rap god. Great rapper alive.
He does the numbers that he does because he's the white rapper for the white people. So, you automatically got a whole race behind you. But we're going to go ahead wrap it up for the R. Kelly talk. I think that was pretty good opinions on both sides. We're going to see what happened. Because if he get found guilty, man, y'all ain't going to never see R. Kelly again. I'm going to let you know that now.
He already done.
If he get found guilty of half the charges, you ain't never going to see R. Kelly again.
I mean, but it's like you said, though. Like, even if he don't get found guilty in Chicago, as soon as he takes a step out of jail, somebody else pulling up like something.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure. But they saying like it's a possibility Bill Cosby get out, though.
When Bill Cosby getting out?
I don't know. I think he got to do like 10 years. How long you been there so far?
They was bogus for that out the jump. Bill Cosby should never even went to jail. He should have went like the old people something.
That's basically what he in, though.
Huh?
That's basically what he in though. Like he can tweet and
he
shit, all that
like
shit.
The old people that like a real low maximum security, minimum security type joint.
But I think he just gotta do like 10 years and he can do the rest at home. He just gotta make it them 10 years. Just gotta make it.
Exactly. They should have just gave him house arrest from the jump.
Oh, shorty, but I'm going ahead and wrap it up. We got 2 50-minute episodes already in, man. We probably gonna have to create like a weekly segment or something. You come up with a name and a title, we can do something, man.
Alright, let me know.
Alright, bet in a minute.
Alright.